So I've been a huge fan of Peak Designs products for a very long time, and a supporter of their mobile products actually since their inception. I've been using their mobile cases, their various mounts for a while now, and I want to continue doing it. Now, of course, I actually do have the new 16 Pro Max. I don't have a Peak Design case for it yet, but it's probably going to be my #1 case again because I love their cases as well as the mounting pieces that go with it. So today we're going to take a peek at one of their newer mounts that went through Kickstarter recently, and they do have on their website now. This is the motorcycle clutch mount. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking a peek at this. Now, before we get started, I want to mention that this specific version is the charging version. They have one that has a Qi 2 charger built in, and they have one that does not have the charger built in. So if you don't want charging, they do offer that version. It's a little bit cheaper. I think the retail on the non-charging is $99, and the charging version that we're about to do is $169. So let's start. Okay, so let's get this sucker out of the box and see how it does, and then we'll actually head out to the motorcycle and see how she goes on. So, lifetime warranty on the product card. Cool. Other than that, in here, we do have a USB-C to, looks like a 4-pin cable, proprietary. Okay, there we go. So there's a little pack, and then there's an Allen key as well. Okie dokie. So we do have some different screws there. That probably goes like that. So some different fasteners, which we'll have to take a peek at how everything goes. We actually have the mount mechanism itself. That does have a ball. Oh, nice. And it looks like it's fairly easy. You can see where there's an Allen key that you can tighten up that mount on the ball. So if it's too loose or if it's slowly moving over time, you can just tighten that down a little bit. They does have an anti-vibration piece in the actual back head here. You can see the different pieces, so it actually shocks. Oh yeah, quite a bit. So that'll take a lot of the shock out from, at least on your device, from the motorcycle itself. And then of course, these pieces here, this piece is gonna go on here. Oh yeah, and then there's teeth right there that match to the teeth inside here. So this specific bolt that's actually gonna go through here, through the clutch. And then you pick, looks like you probably picked the bolts. There's 2 different thread sizes, maybe. Yep, 2 different thread sizes. So there's these 2 bolts and these 2 bolts, and then of course with the washer here for spacing. Depending on what we're gonna run into, we have 2 different series threaded bolts to fit the need. And then this cable plugs in USB-C for power, and then has a 5-pin, and it looks like, yep, there is a nice little keyed piece right on the actual plug itself. There's only one way for it to go in, and boom. And there's a double gasket seal. Being out in the rain, you don't have to worry about it getting in there. So obviously the USB port's going to be in a weather resistant or weather tight area, where this is not, because it's going to be out in the open. But I have a 2003 Honda Goldwing. We're going to see how this goes on. Okay, so here's the handlebars of it's a 2003 Honda Goldwing. So I do have a cup holder that actually came out when I bought it. That'd be on the clutch mount. And then I also have the brake lever mount over here that actually has a ball end on it. This one I've been using for an adapter for my phone, but it's puts it up really high. And of course the vibration, this doesn't have any dampening in it at all. So I'm actually looking forward to changing it out. It's whether or not, which side is actually going to be the better. The clutch or the brake side. Since I'm using this as my phone mount currently, I think I'm going to actually take this side out. But I don't really ever, yeah, I think I'll take this side out. So that's the one I'm going to go with, is technically the brake lever mount. Try to get the best footage I can. This is the actual Allen key that came with the mount, and it does fit this guy right here. That screw came out really easy. Now, of course, once this is removed, the brake lever itself is going to be loose, so I'm going to have to kind of hold it in place, or at least keep it in place somewhat. Okay, that's not going anywhere. So you can see what that mount currently looks like. Basically, it looks very similar to what we're about to go on, but at least I can try to match these threads. So you can see the threads, the finer threads are the ones that match up, so we should be good to go on with the finer threaded ones. There actually was one more the plastic piece here actually that was just kind of jammed on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that out too. So I have the actual mount itself with the longer of the screws put through, and that's going to give me the little, this piece is already built in, whereas the bottom one's going to actually need that plastic, or the one that came separate. And there's that. So now it's just about getting these to line up and go in properly. This hex match does not match the key that came with it, so I'll have to grab one. So this is going to take a 5mm Allen key on this guy. Now it does have Loctite on it, so it's gonna, you know, once it starts going in, it will start getting firm, I guess is maybe the better way to say it. So once I get it to a point where I don't feel like, yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere now. Okay, so now I can take this and adjust it to how I want it to be. Do I want it more, you know, in line like that, which is nice because then it keeps the phone from being too high, or do I want it up higher? It's kind of dependent on you. I think I'm going to kind of put it at a slight angle in. And the key thing is there's going to be a gap on the actual clamp piece here and down here. We want those to be as even as possible. So that's why you want to kind of do them both similar at the same time. So now that we have that on there, that basically puts this as done, other than the power cable. I apologize for any wind, but the wind isn't picking up. So I have this set here, obviously the little whip for power. My power cable right here, which I'm going to probably zip tie on this mechanism, the actual arm of my handlebars. The problem with having the handlebars like the Gold Wings here have is they have the center thing that doesn't move and they go underneath. So I have this, which I'm gonna go ahead and plug in right now. And then I just fed it underneath. Then it comes out on the other side. And what I have for the other side is just a USB-C 12-volt adapter. And I can just plug this into here and then plug it into my 12-volt port on my bike. And it should only run when the bike is on. But let's get my phone out here. Real quick before we put it on here, behind here I have it set to the sides. So if you can read the PD vertically here, we have the button on either side that'll release it. Now you could obviously rotate it if you wanted to have it on the top or the bottom. It's up to you. But I actually like this because what happens is, let's say I might have my phone here, clip it into place, and of course this is a phone that's been reset. You can grab it single finger behind and take your phone off, but when it's on there, it's locked into place. Now, right now you can see there's no power going into it, but as soon as I give some ignition, we should see the power come on. So we're actually starting to charge the phone. This phone actually gets to go back to Apple or to Verizon for my upgrade. But you can see now we're fully charging, all on a nice weather-resistant motorcycle mount. But the other item is obviously you can see you have dampening. There's a lot of dampening in this mount. So all the vibration that you have on the handlebars from your motorcycle isn't going to just have your phone go. It'll actually dampen it out. So it should run a little bit smoother. It should look a little better. And then of course it's on there. It's not going anywhere. And you can grab with one finger and pull it off real quick and easy if you need to grab it real quick. So that's really handy. I'm looking forward to getting the new mount for my new phone so that, yeah, I can use my new 16 Pro Max with it, which just got to get that coming. And just go over real quick one more time. Obviously we mounted it here. I did actually use one of those rubber pieces that came with the cable to route it. I'm probably going to put the second one down there, and then it comes in down below and then through my rubber grommet down here at the bottom of my piece here, where then it now resides in a nice weather resistant area to keep giving me good power. I like that better. And that's not this case. This cable's for a headset. So, but there we go. Those rubber gaskets or little rubber holders work really good. One other thing that I definitely wanted to point out that I don't know if I really stated so much is that this thing is fully aluminum built, right? So it's built to handle all the vibrations, all the shocks that you get on a motorcycle, and obviously the speed and everything that it's gonna encounter in the wind resistance on some bikes. So just know that going in, and yeah. Well, I just got back from a ride. I will say this. It mounts beautifully, of course. You can tell that before you even start riding. The vibration dampening that's built into it is fantastic. Now, This is what I used before. Just, it's a RAM mount, standard X mount with a Apple MagSafe charger that I just literally stuck to it. And this thing was great. I don't know if I'd recommend doing it in the rain, but any moisture I ever had on it has not hurt it at all. And it allowed me to charge it while it was on my handlebar. The amount of vibration I got out of this compared to the new Peak Design mount is ridiculous. I will not be putting this back on my bike. There is no doubt about that. Thank you, Peak Design, for making a fantastic mount for my motorcycle. Now, the reason the earlier mounts didn't work is that bar mounts don't work on my motorcycle. As you can see, the type of handlebars that the Goldwing has, they don't work. You have to have something that's mounted to a clutch or something, and I could have made maybe something work, but now with the new power ones, that's the big thing. Has the wireless charging built into it. Fantastic. From the ride I just did, I can tell you real quick that this mount is awesome. And I'm sure that's, I mean, obviously the pieces that mount the phone are the same thing as they're built into all the other mounts that they do, that lock specifically. And I've been using it on my bicycle for a couple years now. It's been great. But now having it on a motorcycle that also charges at the same time, that's a big 2 thumbs up. So thank you, Peak Design, for allowing me to check out your new clutch mount for the Peak Design mobile kit. Awesome job. Awesome job. If you have a motorcycle that you would like to mount it, to be honest, anywhere you want to mount it, if you have a motorcycle that you want to mount a phone to, highly recommend checking these out. I will put links in the description to this specific mount, but also just to their mounts in general. And Peak Design, another home run. Awesome job. Thank you for sending that over. Thank you for listening to me all the way to the end here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review. See you again soon.